I'd be a lot freer if people like you were put in prison as retaliation for the collective crime of racism, anti-Semitism, misogyny, and homophobia. All you fucking God-botherers are war criminals and liars and charlatans. Atheism forever!
Is this a Deadly tryout?
No, this is real. I'm throwing back everything you dirty Goyim have thrown back at us. Hitler was a Christian. He killed Jews because his non-existent God told him to. Hitler was a practicing Catholic. Now I even found on the internet a picture of a Nazi swastika. It was made by the Nazis, and it had a cross on it. It said, "God is with us," in German. Yeah, so don't give me that crap about Nazis. You know what? Atheism is apolitical. Stalin was an atheist, but you know who else was an atheist? Ayn Rand. So atheism has got nothing to do with politics, but only about the facts. And the fact is, you look up in the sky, and you know what you see? Sky, clouds, and the sun.
Hello, are you a person of color looking to get a loan, a job, or avoid police harassment? Please call the 1-800 White Man Privilege Hotline now. Our roster of white men will come to your rescue in almost any situation. Avoid redlining. We can co-sign your mortgage, help you hail a cab downtown, and stop store managers from following you. At job interviews, we can give you that special seal of approval. Our white men will vouch for your intelligence, and you won't even have to remove your dreadlocks. All right, Jamal? And girls, are your ideas ignored at work? Our white men will present them for you. We guarantee your boss will listen. For black and Latino men, we recommend our escort service. With Chad by your side, you'll never have to worry about stop and frisk again. Please note, we cannot stop white people from touching your hair, calling 9-year-old black girls cunts, then calling you reverse racist for pointing it out. Please do not ask our white men about their privilege. They have no idea they have it. Call the White Man Privilege Hotline now. Note, we only accept MasterCard.
It's a Twitter war turned trial for a Toronto man who was arrested for allegedly harassing 2 women on the social media site. But Elliott disagreed with the 2 women's campaign to publicly shame the creator of a video game where you punch a feminist in the face. The Twitter war broke out. The 2 women said in court they felt creeped out when Elliott continued to interact with them on Twitter, even when they said they blocked him. Now, systematic or continued unwanted or annoying actions falls under the legal definition of harassment. Elliott tweeted, @LadySnarksAlot. How'd you feel if I was so delusional to ask you to not retweet me? You want control? Use your email, not Twitter. But a judge will decide if you can control unwelcome comments on Twitter, or at least criminally prosecute the people that make them, even if they aren't necessarily threatening in nature. A decision is expected October 6th. If guilty, Elliott could face 6 months in jail. A verdict, Elliott's attorney says, could have serious implications.
Over the course of her career, a working woman with a college degree will earn, on average, hundreds of thousands of dollars less than a man who does the same work. Now, that's wrong. I don't want that for Malia and Sasha. I don't want that for your daughters. I don't want that to be an example that any child growing up ends up accepting as somehow the norm. I want every child to grow up knowing that a woman's hard work is valued and rewarded just as much as any man's. So to anyone who says 77 cents on the dollar sounds pretty close to equal, I say, your math is bad. You wouldn't like it if your vote only counted in 3 out of 4 elections. You wouldn't like it if your daughters or sons went to school, but they only got taught 3 out of 4 days a week, or 4 out of 5 days a week. You wouldn't like it if you were forced to work every 4th day without pay. Men would be complaining about that. They wouldn't think that was equal or fair. So this is the 21st century. It's time to close that gap.
So what happens when you say alleged rape and rape actually does happen? What are we doing when we treat women like that? I don't understand.
You can't put someone in prison if you haven't proven them guilty of something.
So then how do we prove everyone guilty of stuff? There are convictions, there are charges. When you say alleged rape, you're not believing the victim of said rape. You know, we put alleged as a word.
So are you saying that we should just believe women right away when they say they've been raped?
We have to believe any rape victim.
Respect, and you did not allow me to have a platform to do that, so I'm taking I can't. I think.
Do you have a question?
Alright, my question is, if rape culture is a myth, then explain why Kesha was not allowed to break the contract with her executive when he obviously raped her.
I'm not going to comment on an individual case that I know nothing about. You're obviously better educated in pop culture than I am. I'll have to pass, I'm afraid.
There it was. There I was thinking it was just me that had a problem, but it turns out it's the air conditioning that's sexist.
I know. So many women in our office have the exact same problem. You know, we just sit there absolutely freezing at our desks trying to type. You can probably tell I've got a cold right now, which I blame all on the AC. And so it's just so actually quite nice to see this research. It's just such a relief to know that there's actually proof that this is happening, that women, you know, do feel the cold more than men, and that the AC in offices is normally regulated more for a male's temperature than a woman's. One of the biggest problems is that often in offices it is men who control temperatures. You know, that's just something I've found anecdotally. And because majority of the men in offices seem to be absolutely fine with the temperatures, you know, women kind of just sit there on the corner feeling absolutely frozen, and, you know, often, like, actually nothing's being done to help them. And, you know, it might sound like a bit of a silly, light-hearted issue, but actually it's really uncomfortable being freezing at your desk.
Pretty. Pretty. What the fuck? I'm not some pretty fucking helpless princess in distress. I'm pretty fucking powerful and ready for success. So what is more offensive? A little girl saying fuck, or the fucking unequal and sexist way society treats girls and women? It's our future. So listen up, grown-ups. Here's some words more fucked up than the word fuck. Pay inequality. Women are paid 23% less than men for the exact same fucking work. And women who graduate university with straight A's get paid as much as men who only got C's. So bad grades equal more bank just because you're a boy? Hello and hell no. Pay up, motherfucker. I shouldn't need a penis to get paid. Rape and violence. Fucked up fact. 1 out of every 5 women will be sexually assaulted or raped by a man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which one of us will it be? So how many more women have to get knocked down before society stands up and stops it? Here's a hot tip. Stop telling girls how to dress and start teaching boys not to fucking rape. We're glad a women's right to vote is here. But equality's next step is walking to the car without fear. Be pretty. So here's the tricky thing. Pretty, it's a compliment. But here's how this focus works to girls' detriment. Society teaching girls that our bodies, boobs and butts, are more important than our brains leads us to thinking our worth comes from our waistlines. My aspirations in life should not be worrying about the shape of my ass. So fuck focusing on how I look. And give me a book.
The continued sexism, girls and women's stale face. Instead of cleaning these girls' mouths out with soap, maybe society should clean up its act. This is what a feminist looks like. Girls just want to have fun. Demental right.
Anyway, so if you are talking about issues that racialized students face, right? If I am talking in a classroom, there's going to be white people, black people, everybody around, and they can listen, right? If I want to talk specific issues that racialized students face, I do not think that white people need to be in that space. Because racialization is
people who are other than white. That's what being racialized is.
So you're basically drawing a battle line between.
But if that's the thing, like
what I see is happening is that they're demonizing white people.
Well, okay,
they're drawing battle lines.
Back up.